Hey, what's up y'all? It's the Dr. Investor back again with another video. Welcome back to my channel where I talk about real estate investing, entrepreneurship, personal finance, and personal growth. So today I'm going to be talking about a big issue that I'm seeing across the country. Section 8 landlords not being paid. Imagine this, you did everything right. You passed the Section 8 housing inspection. You signed the housing assistant payment contract. You watched the Dr. Investor videos to do your due diligence to how to find high quality Section 8 tenants. And those tenants have signed their lease and moved into your property, and now it's time for you to collect that guaranteed rent from Section 8. And now months pass by and you haven't received a penny from Section 8. And unfortunately, this is a reality for many landlords right now across the US. Section 8 is stating that they owe millions in unpaid rent to landlords. Some date back to even months. Section 8 has stated they owe an estimate of $2.7 million of unpaid rent payments to landlords. This is affecting over 900 landlords. They owe some landlords over $10,000. Some landlords, unfortunately, are being forced to foreclose on their rental properties. This is because regardless if you receive rent or not, that mortgage company is still expecting payment of that property tax, insurance, and mortgage payment every month. And if you do not pay these, you will then be foreclosed on. So I'm gonna get into a few of the main reasons Section 8 payments have been delayed. So the biggest one is because of staffing shortages. So since COVID, Section 8 offices have been saying that they're understaffed, and this became even worse during President Trump's second time in office. Trump came into office, he and Elon Musk created DOGE, also referred as the Department of Government Efficiency. And this is a federal body that Elon Musk led, and their goal was to eliminate waste within the federal government. And this led to tens and thousands of federal employees nationwide either being fired from their job or resigning from their job. Because Section 8 is considered a government entity, a lot of individuals who work for Section 8 office were either fired or resigned from their position. And because these housing offices were understaffed, this led to phone calls being unanswered, emails piling up, Section 8 tenants and landlords not receiving any answers from Section 8 representatives when they've tried to contact them. The second reason Section 8 payments are being delayed is because of backlogs and bureaucracy. Housing authorities are overloaded with applications, paperwork, and inspections. And a lot of the systems in many jurisdictions are outdated. Some of them are almost manual in some jurisdictions. And because they're essentially manuals, it's taking a long time to process things, causing delays. Another reason is funding gaps. So even though the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, also known as HUD, funds Section 8, sometimes there's delay in HUD distributing these funds to Section 8, and therefore this leads to a delay in Section 8 distributing these funds to landlords. Landlords are just stuck sitting in limbo, waiting for these funds to be administered to them. Another reason is inspections and compliance issues. So if a property fails a Section 8 inspection, then that landlord will not be paid. It can be something minor as a loose handrail or a small amount of chipped paint. If you fail that inspection for whatever reason, you will not be receiving any payment from Section 8 as a landlord until you fully pass that housing inspection. So what can landlords do? So if you're in a jurisdiction where Section 8 landlords are having delayed payments or not being paid, it may be time to diversify your tenant mix. Section 8 has always been thought of as bulletproof guaranteed rent every month, but now it's no longer immune from these late payments that other landlords deal with who rent to market rate tenants. It may be time to diversify your tenant mix if you're in a jurisdiction where Section 8 is having delayed payments to landlords. If your goal is to have guaranteed rent every month, there's many government programs that subsidized rent for individuals. Just make sure you look up the ones within your local jurisdiction and try to get connected to tenants who use these programs. It's also important to have a strong relationship with your local Section 8 office. This is because you'll be able to track developments. You'll be able to know if there's delays in payments, how long those delays are, and have a clear line of communication with your local housing office. Also, if you're a landlord that is in a jurisdiction that's having delays in rent payments, it may be time to keep a longer amount of cash reserves. You may want to have 6 months of cash reserves. So make sure you can afford that mortgage, property tax, and insurance for at least 6 months of not being paid. Additionally, if you're a landlord renting out to Section 8 tenants, it's time to advocate for funding and local reform. Make sure you're reaching out to your local Section 8 office and elected officials to push for streamlined payments to landlords to prevent these delays from even happening. And unfortunately, a landlord cannot evict a tenant because the government did not pay their portion of the Section 8 rent. They can only evict if the tenant's not paying their portion. Also, when you do communicate with your local housing office, make sure you're keeping documentation of everything they say to you. That's why it's preferable to communicate with them with the email, because you'll be able to keep a paper trail of everything. These are some of the areas within the US that are experiencing these delays in Section 8 rent. So New York is a big one, Detroit, Pittsburgh, Guam, California, and probably the biggest issue I'm seeing is within Columbus, Ohio. So if you're in these jurisdictions, you may want to think twice when it comes to renting out to Section 8 tenants. So this is a wrap with this video. Make sure you like, subscribe, and leave a comment. And I want to hear from you guys. If you're a Section 8 tenant, what are you seeing in your area? Let me know if housing authorities are speeding up or slowing down payments. And if you know anybody that will benefit from my content, make sure you're sharing it with them. The Dr. Investor is out.